Hi, and welcome everyone. It's Brian from Captain Savage Aquatics. The long-awaited return of me coming back to live stream. Let's see if I can't get some people in here. Aquariums. Long time no see, brother. How you been? Hello. Let me know how the stream's coming in. I've been on low latency. What up, Cap? I'm busy with work. So when I'm not busy with work, I'm doing stuff with my son. Of course, it's the summer. So right now I'm trying to pick up as much overtime as I can. So yeah. That's why I've been busy. Let me know if the stream's lagging. I'm sorry about that. I might have to see. I'm through Wi-Fi right now, so there's not much I can do about using my landlord. So if it's not going to work, I'm out. I'm going to cancel it. Yo. Let's see this testing this. Can't see my wonderful face again. All right, here we go. Is it working now? Is it? Just let me know if there's any lag. There's not much I'm going to be able to do about it. I got to figure out how I'm going to get closer to the Wi-Fi. I think I'm going to have to get a something to jump the signal because it's. Is it better? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Cool. So as I was saying, yeah, this is gonna be the back. Let me see if I can share this more, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, what's going on, what groups are still up, and stuff like that. Because I've been out of the game. Share this. I want to see what it gives me for share. All right. Close. Is it better? I'm watching the live stream right now. Figure it out. You know what? Why don't I just go? It gets all choppy. I want to live control room so I don't have to watch so much. Hopefully it's not being all choppy right now. Okay, back upstream. All right, there we go. So let me know if the stream gets choppy. I'm not even going to watch it because that'll cut down on the bandwidth. See analytics. There we go. Concurrent viewers. So, something I did today. What is it? I cleaned out the 20 long where my Fahaka puffer. And sorry if it's choppy, guys. Dealing with going through Wi-Fi with my landlord. That's why I've been working my butt off lately. I'm trying to save. I can get my service up and running again and all that. Still fighting with the cable company from a long time ago. But that's all. Because the other company crashed. So yeah. How you been, Susan? I hope all is well. Like I said, I'm very sorry if it's really choppy. I'm going to turn this down to 2.4. Hopefully that'll help. Doing good. Okay, that's good. What else have I been doing lately? I mean, all I've been doing lately is this, until recently, this doing top offs of my fish. My fish are okay. But I really haven't had much time to like sit down and really enjoy all the fish tanks. Except for the last couple, my normal days off, but normally I've been working, but I've been putting in so many hours. I can actually start. I'll stop being able to stream again, which will be fun. But let's see, what else did I do? I put out an update video, a very short one, like 1 minute from a old clip I found from months cut off right now. Did a road trip today to pick up some fish. Got so many bonuses. Fish, people are awesome. I've actually been downsizing a little bit and trying to consolidate my fish tanks lately because why keep so much room and all that stuff? So I've been moving all the fancy guppies out of certain tanks into other tanks. Down or just use them as plant only, and where I just add a little tiny bit of filtration. Two of them, like a thing. I'm trying to get all the heaters off and all that stuff out of my tanks, but with how hot it's been lately, because my place doesn't drop below like 70 at night unless I got the AC on. So don't really need to keep the heaters going at this down on the power bill, stuff like that. Much more. What else has been going on? I'm just trying to think of the things I just did in a couple of days. Susan for SLC Aquatics says I'm adding what I want and trying different species. Yeah, obviously I got the 125, right? I'm keeping the height on the water low because I've never gotten around to actually creating the tops, DIY tops I wanted to make. It's a little bit tougher for the Oscars to launch themselves out. I do have stuff right there. A piece of scrap plastic I just put over for the life. The tanks really haven't changed much. I did moving some plants around, it like Nana Petite in there and stuff like that. Moving Java Fern around, all kinds of different stuff. Long, this is like the light. That's a 5K light could barely penetrate. That's how thick the duckweed was on the. So Susan says it's gonna get better. Hang in there and do what you can. That's all I can do. So yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna see if when I go down to my parents, because my parents moved a while ago to Delaware. Last year, I can't remember, but I helped them move. I think that was probably a few months ago or whatever. Delaware. I've finally gotten down there once with my brother David on Easter and stuff like that. So that was pretty fun. The 20 long tank that he broke down because I took all his fish. So he wants to set it back up down there first week or second week of August. Susan says, wow, Delaware. Yeah, I'm going to go down there. I might even bring fish with me. I haven't decided yet. But knowing my dad, he would probably buy them and stuff like that. Or he might just say, hey, Brian, go pick me up some fish. Here's some money or whatever. I'll find a local mom and pop store down there, do that. Although his glowfish back, I did lose one of them, unfortunately. Just regular water change with. I've lost, unfortunately, I lost 95% of my two pair left out of the 10 or 12 originally before I stopped live streaming, creating content. So those to breed. The convicts are going nuts. I'm gonna probably get all the convicts out of that tank finally. I just don't know where I'm gonna put them. I'm just gonna split them And ultimately, if I'm not going to do anything with them, they may, unfortunately, because I think the convicts actually the ones that wiped out my super reds. What's up, Nick the Dick? And like I said, if you're just getting in here, I'm sorry if it's choppy. I'm dealing with I'm going through my landlord's Wi-Fi with this man cave, so that added some more insulation and stuff. So the signal drops a little bit more through the Wi-Fi. Low latency. I'm sorry about that, but I've been working my butt off so I can pay the cable company that's the only people around here, Spectrum. I got to pay the bill twice because they refused to turn my internet. The Wi-Fi wasn't that great. So, but my landlord upgraded his Wi-Fi or his on my phone when I'm in the bedroom. I get like this. I just download this speedtest.net on my phone, and I get like 9 megs up, and like 20 downish Wi-Fi, but there's a lot of jitter because it's dropping packets because it's going through so many walls and stuff to come down here. And Nick's, oh, 3 jobs. That's rough. I don't know what I do with this the one. I mean, I'm tired because I went on today to get the guys to the fair and stuff. So I picked up an extra 5-6 hours, and recently I can't remember if I mandated that you got to do 44 hours a week instead of the normal 40. So, and they're all over people if they don't get those actually employees. It's just extra time, so I can't complain. But back to fish. What else did I do today? Probably 8 6x6s or 8x8. I think this is of my of duckweed out of my 20 long. He did not have any tank mates after a while. So let's Nick's to a lot of the other not so much. Upside DIY says hello savages. Hello Upside to all the people streams and commenting on people's videos lately. I'm sure people have seen me say hello and good videos. Susan says, yeah, hello Upside DIY. And but yeah, didn't get much sleep last night until today. So I might have to make when I decide to take a break for a couple minutes. What else? I was trying to think. Yeah, like I said, I added plants or separated some of the cut it up into chunks for the 20 long because the Anubias in my 20 long, like literally, took up I want to say almost 40% of my 20 long and within height. So I broke that into I don't know, moved some into my 75 gallon. So yeah. Upside today. I bought 5 bags of gravel and a bird netting. Yeah, very cool. Very, very. I'm trying to think. Sorry about like the trickle of water. I actually plug my hang on back into the tote that I wore because I want to gain the space behind me back. I gotta buy a new line because this line only got 15 feet of it, but the air pump is right for my sponge filters. It wouldn't reach up and over and around how many tanks I have set up. So I mean, I got pretty much all the tanks I had set up, the 15 or whatever, going with sponge filters or whatever. Yeah, as I downsize, I'm tightening things up and shutting tanks down if I don't have to. Keep plant grower tanks. Susan says, Brian, good to see you again. And have a blessed night, everyone. Same to you, Susan. Have a blessed night. Be safe. Enjoy your sleep. Trying to think. Sorry, I'm not back. I got to get used to live streaming in. Sleep, says Susan. Yep. I mean, it's only 10. I might go to midnight or so if I can chalk it that far. Been a long days at least while I was at the fair with the guys. Let's see. Upside UII, let's see. So, like I said, I had some super red losses from the 75 gallon. I think it was due to the convicts or old age. Super red's probably more than like 2.5 years, 3 years at most. I want to say either 4 or 5 super reds left out of the 18 or 19 or 20 that I had in the 75. Are going to get moved out. I just haven't chosen where I'm going to put them. I think in this bow front where I have the guppy and a bunch of grass and stuff like that. When I clean that out, I'm going to take the convicts and throw them into the 25 bow front or whatever. Gotta get start. Yep. Oh, got a good start. Yeah. Because I'm just downsizing stuff. I'm utilizing certain tanks. I'm taking all power off them. I'm not lighting them. Obviously, the tank that's closest to my green, this is this green hair algae in this tank. And somehow, some way, when I was scooping, and it's doing just fine. Tank or besides, that's all the light it gets. And this light's here because I've been reducing the light on these tanks as I start to out of the tanks that I'm really not paying attention to anymore besides just topping them off. And as I figure out either I'll break the tanks down and condense everything, like I said, or I'll just go make a rack, like I said, of 10 gallons I'm going to have, because I may break this whole rack down. Just to clean it up, stuff like that, move stuff around. So many plans, not enough time in the day. I'll do a little from there. I want to get all the totes off the floor that way. They're not. So what's going on with you guys? Any news up? You guys got any ponds out since it's warm now that you've been working on, things like that? Upside DIY. Yes, it's hard without big ponds. Yep. No, if this was my place, I was tempted. Like, been up there. That's like an 18-gallon tote that I picked up. That I was gonna talk to my landlord about putting on the. But that means that tank's gonna get nonstop sun, and I won't put a heater in it or anything. I drill a couple holes in it. If it overflows, it with any rain and stuff. I drill holes in towards the top. That way it couldn't completely overflow. I just don't know with having about that back deck when the sun comes up is probably got good sunlight from 10 to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So, I mean, 10, 12 hours easy of almost direct sunlight. So the fishies, I don't want to cook them either. But that thing's 23 inches deep or something. It's really tall. It's like 2 feet tall. I don't know, maybe I could build like a shade or put like a black netting or something up on, or camo netting above it just to buffer the sun. It's awesome seeing some gameplay too. Dwayne Kitchell, Cap, are you going again? Coming right now with a big giveaway. No giveaways right now. I'm trying to get things condensed and that, and I don't know. Oh, the War Z game. Oh yeah, I've been playing that like crazy. 14 or whatever, or working on my level 14 haul. Gotta go to the store, leaving the phone here. All right, Nick, I'll see you when you get back. Oh, KG is streaming right now? No, I wasn't meaning to do that. I honestly didn't check so long that I'm not trying to compete with anyone. Had I known he was streaming, I would have probably held up. Not that I'm trying to take people from him. Dwayne, how you been, Dwayne? Everyone else's from the Fish Fams feeds as much as I can and looking for info, but I've subbed to so many other people because I get to before or while I was awake. Dwayne says, "Okay, man, you." This has been really big off when if my son's up with his cousins in Massachusetts. You know, I've been working on my days off. Like for example, today, my notification. I should probably turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. That way, I don't get any more notifications and emails and stuff to keep. Dwayne Kitchell says, "Just letting you know why some peeps may not be here." No, that's okay. You know, because I haven't eaten dinner yet. I went to work, had to go see my wife at her place, talk to her, real life stuff, away from the fish keeping stuff, to get certain things moving along finally. And so by the time I got finished work, it was like 3:10. And then by the time I got done talking to my paying other bills and doing other running around errands, I didn't get back here till just about 7 o'clock, and I haven't eaten. Interesting. Well, Dwayne Kitchell says, "Okay, I'm all glad to see you back. Thanks, Dwayne, for stopping in. I've been gone for so long, so I don't blame people for not really watching the streams and whatever. As they see me come back, I know I'll have, and as I learn people's schedules again. So yeah, have a good night, Dwayne." Don't mind me if I'm typing the same thing in chat. It's just I want to keep the chat moving too. Oh, it's buffering. No buffering. Oh. Upside DIY says, just think about a Home Depot garden center as a fish room. Yeah, right. Well, this is where that rack came from, Home Depot. So like I said, not that I want to take this down, but if it's really not it's being underutilized, 55-gallon down here, and I got a 2.5-gallon or 3-gallon Nook type tank and 410s right there. It's like, you know what I mean? If this wasn't so wide, if this wasn't right there, and then that would free up this whole side, and I could put the 55-gallon on the floor, or build, because my landlord, when he finished his arts and crafts with his man cave, there was plywood and stuff like that. I just have to buy some 2x4, 5 to at least elevate it to like maybe the height of this shelf, but it'll be closer that way to the wall. 25, which will be cool. And I actually record having issues with my phone. It would record for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and then it would have some kind of error. Kept making all my what I was doing when I was cleaning the 20 long out, kind of doing an update. I would put it this way: I did about 2 hours of content before I went into work, if not 3, and I can't use any of it, which is crazy. I'll do what I can, but I did record on this little action camera a little bit, so I don't know what the quality is going to be. It's supposed to be 1080p at 30, but it's not going to be as an in-depth like update / like cleaning and kind of almost. And there's that light. So drink. And now I get to play this. Play the game of unplugs. I lose all voice control for this, and I have to restart the stream or whatever. I don't know why it does that. I'll be right back. 1 minute. Come on, move. Crawl under the mic. I got to do something better. I got to actually, one of the pieces of plywood, I'm going to build it wider and literally screw it into, clamp it to the desk, and then I'm going to actually move my mic back here. Otherwise, I'm going to put it back on the stand and put it off to the side here. If anyone's here, speak up. It says I got 2 viewers, but I don't know who those are. Yeah. Participants. So let's see, you got Dwayne Kitchell still here, but it probably hasn't updated yet. Okay, so let's see. Back to this. say something in the chat. Oh, to the Miller time. I saw a $70 hour. Very sweet. Yeah, I remember the video that I did while we were at the Chinese buffet a while ago. Probably they had the arowana and the blood parrots in the tank, sharing a tank, and they were two big arowana. Literally, it. I should redo that video and re-upload it, or see if I can get interest back in it. Change a little bit of something and re-upload it. Upside, yeah, I said yes as a kid. Oh, very cool. I do have one angelfish, so let me give you what I have for stock in the 75 right now. I have I have super red plecos. I have the chocolate. I think there's 3 of those in there. I got the common pleco my dad got a while ago. And I'm trying to think what else is in there. Convicts and a bunch of baby convicts. It's catfish that hides pretty much all day, all evening, and it does its moving around. Maybe that's what hit my plecos, but those tanks fed. It's not like I was neglecting the fish, feeding them. And chocolate pleco. And I think that's about it in that tank. I can't remember. So Nick the Dick says, so what's new? Today I was telling Upside DIY and I was having issues and I didn't realize it. But every like 3 minutes, 4 minutes into a video, it would just have some error and like camera or the video I was creating. So I used a different phone, an old phone that I hardly ever use, and then I got that part saved, but I kept using this because it had a full charge, but it just kept crapping out, so I was losing. I did like a little bit of a rescape, and I parted it out a big that literally was taking up about 35-40% of the 20 long tank. Literally, it was almost to the top of the tank, which I think a 20 long's what, 14 inches high or something like that. It's the same height as it was literally taking up 40% of the tank in the width wise and depth. So I cut that up. I moved that, and I moved some of the Java moss out of these couple tanks today, put it in the 75, so keep an eye out for that video when I do an update video on it. So also I removed a ton of duckweed from the 20 long, literally 6 or 8 6x6 fish nettings, and I threw them in the 50 or 125 and other tanks, because the goldfish will eat that stuff like it's going out of style, and things like that. I know I keep saying and I hate that. So let's see. So we got 3 people. I was trying to think what else did I do today. Literally today I was up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got home about probably 11:30. But I was up to like 1, and then I woke up at like 2 or 2:30, and then like literally every half hour, 45 minutes I was up. So I played the new game on my phone, and by about 6 or 7:37 for the 20 long, and I topped off a couple other tanks. I raised this because the 125 here was literally in there, so I topped it off and did a water change on that, and did like a 60 or 72. Did a big gravel vac because there was just a lot of debris on the bottom. Even though the TDS wasn't reading all that high in that, good up to I think a 40-gallon tank on there, and then I got a 40-gallon sponge filter on there, plus in the tank, pearl weed. It was like literally overgrown in there, and there was so much algae on the side. I mean, I think I was just getting too much light on the 20 long. Before I go to work, I'm going to check the 20 long, pull the timer, and see what the timer set for. My son doing homework and moving the table, sitting there to eat with the 20 long sitting on there. I'm sure the timer, because it's one of the push, might have added 4 extra hours of light that I didn't need, and I just haven't caught on to it because I'm at work for the bulk of the day. It's hard to really profit. Hard to really profit is 1, 2, just learning a lot of good ideas. Walk dogs and do scooters. Not so much the scooters anymore, though. That's slowed down a lot. Yeah. Money. And that's what I've been doing with my son being gone. Normally I wouldn't work on a Thursday because I'd have him, but I worked today, so Thursday. I have a lot of 4 days, but my 4 days are for 55 hours in 4 days. Not a ton of time, but it does add up quickly. For not being in the mood to actually work on the fish tanks and do much of anything besides keep him occupied, So I'm kicking myself in the butt the last week or so, trying to get myself back into my apartment and not so much being lazy after work. Nick the Dick says, worked all 3 at once. I'd be the Walking Dead by next year or something after it. You got to be careful, Nick. How old are you, bud? Because the Marine River, I think you can't be over 38 to join the Marines. So I can't remember what you said. I don't remember how old you said you were. But I think the cutoff's 38 or 36 or something. Unless you were prior military, then you might be able to get an exemption to get back in if they really are lacking people on this. Believe me, at one point I was thinking, well, maybe I can get back in the Marine Corps, but here I'm getting ready to turn 39. Oh, they've been downsizing for a while between Afghanistan and Iraq and all that stuff. So they've been kicking people out. You know what I mean? all that stuff. But that was just hypothetical things I was thinking about recently, or over the last several months, last year and a half or so. Well, either way, whatever you do, Nick, if you're young enough to be in there, still do it, brother. Have fun with. You'll definitely have a full-time job then. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nick the Dick says, I don't have a lot of time anymore for videos. And I can't live stream because of the connection of lack of subs. Oh, I'm the same way. I love when I could stream from my phone on the YouTube app, but I tried recording to the YouTube app, this recording, which you can, where it saves the file on YouTube. That way, beast of a computer and just do all the processing, video editing, and even that was crashing. So I don't know what's going on with my phone. I don't want to have to do a factory I'm going to do a factory reset on my phone because something's messing up. Upside DIY says federal budget is cutting off a lot of aid and helping the homeless with shelters. Rather Nick the Dick says I have Clark-eyed clown since Remo died. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't pronounce anything right now. Remo died. That's cool. So honestly, think I'm going to take out of the 75. I'm just going to put the convicts in with the 125. If they get wiped out by the Oscar, I got them because I was probably just going to use them as feeders and use them to cycle the 75. But now that the 75 has been cycled for months, probably almost going probably very close to a year being up. Nick the Dick said, yeah, no kidding. I know. Rechat. Yeah. How many times can you say rechat? Oh. I'm just trying to think. What else have I done? I don't know. So have you done anything with your tanks lately, Nick? Anything fun? Even here anymore because it's not showing up in the participants, but that's okay. Dwayne Kitchell's still showing up, so who knows? The YouTube website hasn't updated or something. Let me check for errors. It said no errors. Green and it's good. Stream's current bit rate is 80 to 55K. Is lower than. Oopsie. Nick the Dick says I got a new 75. Cool. What do you have? I haven't watched many videos or anything. You know how you keep subs up, Nick? You just keep putting content out. Record a video it, and unless you made a really big mess up, which people might get a kick out of, just throw unedited videos up. Resort to doing if I have to. And then as my internet gets better, because unfortunately I'm like the $400 or $500 or $600 to Spectrum because I paid it off over time in the year quarter to that landlord's Wi-Fi or whatever, or several months or whatever. I paid that off, and yeah, that third party I paid it to that was supposed to pay them, never paid. So long story short, I'm gonna have to pay the thing with the amount again, even though I showed all the paperwork. And that's why I kind of dropped off, because didn't have really good internet, and I didn't want to create choppy streams, because I love to live stream. And of course, I'm watching it because my face hasn't moved, so this glitched out for the like 5 or 6 seconds. But you know what? It is 10:37, and I started this when I don't know. I started this one. I'm not actually on the stream, but average view duration is 5 minutes 48 seconds. Total view time hours is 2 hours. View is 21 playbacks. But I think I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to see if I can't figure out a way to get there to my bedroom. Unfortunately, it's got a pre-designed cord, so maybe I can pick up something on Amazon or something where the cord gets closer. Nick the Dick says, laugh out loud. Nick the Dick says, oh, running good. Awesome. Yeah, I remember you saying that the last time you were getting the tank up and you had some clowns in there or something like that. Like 3 to 5 months ago. Upside DIY, more tired. You get the better you sleep. Exactly. Nick, oh, so you got time, buddy. You're still young. If you want to get into the military, go for it. It's better, you can recover more and easier. As it is being 28 years old, if you went through boot camp, Marine Corps, that's 12 weeks on where they break your body down and build you back up. But, you know, and then you get for a hazmat store, will dictate where you go, and then you do your 2 weekends or 2 weeks during the summer, 1 weekend a month or whatever, for the National Guard. 28 years old this year. On the 9th of next month. So a little less than a month away. I think 20 days or something like that. So, or just about 30. Yeah, I plan on it. Yeah, just take a look at all the different services and figure out which one's better for my experience, because I looked at I want to, you know, if I could have went back, I loved, you know, I liked what I did in the Marine Corps. It would have things, bigger rooms, more duty stations, stuff like that. I know I've poked fun on here about the other service, like Army ain't ready to be Marines yet. You know, I don't know what the air, and then they could say that, oh, the USMC stands for blah, 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 you know. But it's all in fun. Joking with each other. I'm just trying to think, what other plans do I do? Believe me, I've thought about, because I have other YouTube creating content for them. That's why when I game, I'm going to throw it up on here. But I might just actually start a whole, like, Captain Savage Aquatics gaming. Want to move over, that way they can find me. And I think a lot of people actually have my Captain Savage gaming or whatever. Not do live streams from my phone, but, you know, just to make a recording, upload it, unedit it, and put it there. Move to Idaho and work. Yep, I remember you moving to Idaho, Nick. I remember that. You and your mom moved from Cali to there. That's what you had just gotten done, and you were still setting stuff up, setting the room up how you wanted it. Upside DI. It's not get rich quick. USA flooded with depression because too many speaking. Because too many speak English. Nick the Dick says I have tons of fry. So do I. Like I have tons of guppies. Now I cut back on my feeding to like once a day. You know what I mean? And sometimes I would skip a day once the fish. Oh, Nick the Dick says I've missed the whole fish fam, like just in general being live streaming and talking to people, like socializing, breeding caps with Mbunas. Yep. Right. That's the another thing is I want to get my 55 where I should get that size. I mean, if I don't do anything with the African cichlid tank, if anything, I might get a, you know, some tanks down. I may just get another 75 if I can find one really cheap. And if I have keep this rack up at all, maybe I'll just make a big 275s and that's it, and shut down all the 10-gallon tanks. Or maybe guppies and plecos and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Freshies. Yep. Wiped out many of the fancy guppies because I would just scoop as I go over population. I'd just scoop a 15 or 20 and throw them in the puffer tank. And believe me, the puffer was like a species only tank. But if the guppies aren't paying attention, they, the strongest survive. But my Fahawk is probably, I want to say, is long now and probably 3 inches round. You know what I mean? Like 3 inches in girth. And I haven't been power feeding probably 3 times a day between snails, bloodworms, stuff like that, just to keep them going. Or something like that. Frozen, the cheaper stuff, skinless, and I'm gonna start taking small little cubes, like 1 by 1 cube. If he takes that, like frozen tilapia or whatever, just to get change up his diet. Because the snails will keep the teeth filed, because I feed those at least once or twice a day. And so if any fish is being eaten good, it's been the puffer. But I haven't been power feeding it to put size on it and girth. A 20 long, yeah, it's what, 12 inches deep, right? 34 inches wide, in width, or 36 inches long or whatever, in width or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah, so I think being a little, because he's almost half a tank's width and length, or maybe right there. I really haven't measured it, but it looks at least 6 to 8 inches long when I see him on the side. But, he's still got, that much space to move around front to back, where if he was to be completely sideways, if I do get a 40 breeder, that's going to be where the puffer moves to next. Yeah. And then like all fancy guppies, and then I'll close the other 10 gallons. I don't know. There's many different things I can do. But I think I'm going to call it quits for a little while and see if I can't getting this Wi-Fi where I can get a clearer signal by moving this. I might even, depending on how long my cords are, I might actually move the base of my computer that way and try and see if I can't shift this rack down, or a foot closer to the 125. That way I can pull my computer. I don't know. I think I just need a repeater or whatever for the Wi-Fi signal, like a TP Lynx. Upside DIY says respect everything. Only respects keeps you alive. Exactly. I always respect the things. I mean, the puffer, when I was in there cleaning, it was because I was using the gravel vac, my Python gravel vac, to clean it out. But I put my fingers in there, and boy, that puffers are in that tank. Freshies 8th of next month. What do you mean, freshies? I'll wait till Nick types. Let's see. Phil Emerson's Soapbox Debris. Hello. Have I just, or have you been away? I've been away, Phil, for quite a while. I've been really busy with work, and I took a seat. No, I'm going to be honest. I was in one of my moods where I needed to step back and focus because I was having internet, and I gave up on fighting with them for 3 months trying to create stuff, or like get back on where it's directly connected right into my computer, and then I have so much streaming capability, even over Wi-Fi. Literally be going from right here, like right here. You can't see, that's where my big full-size tower is, on right here, if you see this edge right here. But my Wi-Fi, if you see the TV right here, you see that white thing on the dresser where my thumb is, right? So once I have almost enough money to pay off third party, never paid them. So long story short, I'm shelling out about $800, $900 between service. I was really tight when I did stop service, so I paid what I could when I could. So it'd be 30, 40, $50 a month or whatever, paying off, because they weren't charging interest. They're like, oh, just pay it when you can, and just keep sending something in every month, and when you pay it, you pay it. But at the same party, so they could get all their money, and the third party never paid them, even though I have the paperwork showing that I paid the bill. And touching on that, you can still, I guess it's still a sore subject with me. So once I pay that off, I'm going to get in right there, the straight internet, and it'll be, I think $60 or $70 a month or something like that, which I should be able to afford, because that I needed to get down, where it was a struggle during the winters, and I'm slowly being able to put a little bit of money away. Let's see. Phil Emerson says, hope things are good. Yeah, things have been good. Just been very busy with work, trying to pick up as many I work. That way I can carry it through. Upside DI, I say, okay, maybe next string will have a good progress update. Yeah. Like I said, I was having issues with this phone biting the dust when it would go through and error out and freeze my whole phone to the point that I had to. So I'm going to pull the stuff off tomorrow morning when I get up, and I'm going to get as much data doing the 20 long over, because I rescaped it, gravel vacked it. It looks a lot better. I cleaned all the algae off of it, so the amount of duckweed I cleaned out of there and all that, it's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, Nick the Dix has been trying to get away from some of the fresh and goes towards salt. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it was before I had the issue with my cable company, because I had cable, perfect cable, for like 2 months, and I was current with all the bills, and I sent them, and that's what made me honestly lose interest. So Phil says, I have a phone now. No internet thanks to my, yeah. I mean, third party, good to see you again. Yeah, it's good to be back. My landlord actually upgraded. He realized with him when he did the man cave, which is on the other side of my apartment, in the other portion of the basement, which I helped him here and there to keep him company. And he insulated and put a drop ceiling and all that in. That has cut down on the Wi-Fi. So that's why if you see this chopping, like my hand is stuck in the air, sorry for that. But I'm trying to, even though I paid it to the third-party company, and they still won't turn my service back on. Yeah, so doing that. 4 pea puffers and 4 bumblebee gobies. That's cool. Donald Fish Vibe says, hello, Fish Fam. Hi, everyone. Hi, Savage. Hi, Upside DIY says, find a cheap mortgage. Actually, that's what myself or my wife and I were talking about today, is the divorce. We've been separated like almost 4.5 years, or I've been in this apartment, I think almost 4.5, almost 5 years now. We're trying to get it done all by September. Be setting done, and once that happens, then I will use my VA home loan land, like 30 or 40 grand, but it's whether or not the VA will approve the home loan. And if they do, it's perfect. My rental problem, and I'll have a 2 or 3 bedroom house. Or one of those fixer-uppers with no credit checks. Yeah, well, that's what I'm. VA home loan, they guarantee the loan, so there can't be paint chipped on the wall or anything, because they want that previous homeowner to do it. You can work it into the loan, where whether I have to have a contractor do it or I paint it, you know what I mean? I want to do that because I'll have more space. The stuff can be down in the basement, whatever, and it'll just be better overall. Fish Tropics, I know I've talked to you and you've been trying to keep in touch with me, Jason. This has been crazy busy and just tired a lot, you know, 50 miles round trip, but it's almost somewhere between a 35 to 45 or 50-minute drive, depending on traffic. In Wilmington, before I moved into this apartment, it was not even a 5-minute drive to work. And I moved closer to be close to my old work in Lake Placid for me. So I added so much more time. So literally 2 hours of my day round trip is on the road, which isn't. I've worked a 10-hour shift because I work 4 10-hour shifts, but with the time I'm picking up on the days, you know, it's more like I'm working like a 12, you know. Let's see, a lot of work for a little fun. Yeah. Dick says, watch all my new videos, vids, Cap. I will. I like I said, I've been getting back into the swing of things over the last week. The Fish Fans videos and seeing who's streaming, but I have so many other subs, people videos that I watch, that when I go to the subscription, is there just not a huge streaming community right now? Because I like the live streams better than anything. I like everyone's content that I'm subscribed to. Streams, you can really get the vibe of what's going on, how people are done. You can model a fish loft. Yep. Nick, 8th of August is my birthday. That's cool. Yeah, my birthday's August 9th. Doing a tropic. Upside DIY says fixer upper in a bad neighborhood though. No, see up here, it's so rural. I live in upstate New York. 26 or 27 miles one way. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but the roads I have to travel and going through the notch, I don't have some of the places where I don't even get like 1G or 2G. There is no cell coverage up here. Tropic Zenith water changers are better than top offs. That's what I was explaining earlier, Jason, that I've been doing a lot of top offs. Like this tank is 20 long. I cleaned the Faka puffers 20 long out completely. I rescaped. I cut this big Anubias that was like literally almost 40% of the tank. Actually, the height of the tank, like up to the water, down to the substrate, right? And literally it was that up, and I put some of the Anubias into my 75 and moved it onto other rocks and stuff in the pieces and stuff like that. So I just got to get that content updated. And like I said, I was having trouble with my phone earlier today when I was doing all that. So phones and this to pull that content I want. Just more spaces to do. They're all live streams. Nick the Dick says every Friday we need to do a live stream hangout. If that's a thing. Yeah. Jason and I were talking a while ago about bringing the triple threat Saturdays back or Fridays back. But with me switching from like at home till like 11:15 my time or Jason's time too. Sometimes 11:30 from work. And then it's like, just that takes a few minutes, plus gotta let Molly out, you know what I mean? By the time I get home, it's like probably like 12:45 before I can really get a stream started. Drop the link, I'll come in for a few, sure. From Google Hangouts, so I don't know if it's gonna work. Hopefully it does. 1 gallon, 1 gallon pager, isn't it? Pager? Okay, I don't know what that means. Landale and have secret fish farm. Well, the thing is up here it's so rural. You can get like 10 acres, 8 acres of, in like a small hamlet, and we're next to each other. It's
What's
crazy.
up?
Look at that. There's Nick
I don't
the
have
Dick.
headphones and all that.
Come on, brother.
My light
Looks like you're on the phone.
What? Oh yeah, I am. Light just went out on the tank.
Let's see.
Vacuums in the way.
Sell the fish. Great notion. Donald Fish Fives. What's a pea puffer? Pea puffers, 10 gallon, or if it's one, you could probably get away with the 5. I would say bigger is better.
Okay, so we're talking about pea
But
puffers.
in a 10 gallon, they only start like 2.5, maybe 3 inches long. I had 5 pea puffers in a 10 gallon, but you got to worry about aggression. You got to make
I've got 4 in a 20
blocks,
and
eyesight blocks. So whether it's plants, decorations, rocks, you got to let them.
A lot of decoration, man.
Let's see. Upside UI says, I'm sorry. Say that again, Nick. I had
just a lot of decoration. You just need a lot of decoration.
Yeah, this to block up the line of sight Yep.
I have the same adult that
Yeah,
killed.
so I would say if you're only gonna have one, a 5-gallon.
I have the same
You know?
adult that killed Little Dick,
So
and he pretty much rules that tank. He pushes all the other puffers around and tells them what's what for, and essentially that's his tank.
Nick, you're like showing half your face.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because I was trying to talk into the microphone.
Donald Fish 5 says 1 and 5 gallons probably good for a pea puffer. I would make sure it's like a sponge filter type tank because that bad. I'm thinking of a betta for some reason. So I mean, put it this way: I got a Fahaka puffer and a 20 since last November, I think, and it started out. It was literally the size of a pea puff. It's not quite been a year yet. I think this November will be a year yet, but it's literally probably somewhere between 6. I'm trying to look for a good frame of reference.
What's going on, boys?
Probably. What's up, Jason? How you been? The base of my hand, right? It's probably like that in width. You know what I mean? Only round. You know. Yeah. So be fine. You could probably put 2, but you definitely need line of sight blocks because they will
I have so much paint up my nose.
Become aggressive. Yeah.
Why are you painting this?
Nick the Dick says.
Yeah, that's my job now. That's my full-time job. Painting.
For real. That's always fun.
Yep.
So how you doing, Jay?
What's that? Who are you talking to?
Hey, following on Instagram with all the little mini clips you do on the different tanks, huh?
Yeah, honestly, like I would rather Instagram.
Hold on, I'm gonna put my.
I think I'm gonna have to sign up. What's the other one? Twitter.
Twitter.
I don't know. YouTube is just more or
Yeah.
less. YouTube's more or
following.
less. Well, you see, like I'm not a part of any of that or Snapchat or anything, so I might have to sign up and get the channel more views somehow. And you know,
I don't think Snapchat would be good.
I don't know. I feel like YouTube is a place to showcase your video and editing skills.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Now,
on
Jason,
it.
so you know, with you got so fast, you what you said. Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier, like live streaming, right? It's, I don't know. I just think it's the best format. YouTube is for like streaming and just video creators that, you know, want to start directing and putting movies together or even videos for music. You know, it's
Right.
It gives you the opportunity to do that and then have the public view it depending on, you know, if you know your hashtags and, you know, the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And then like I say, Instagram is a great place where you can take minute clips and, you know, throw it up there. If you want to attach some information to it, you can do that. Or, you know, you could even go live on there. I don't know how long you can go live for though, but I mean, it's like,
actually, it's pretty long. I think it's 20 minutes.
well, see, there you go. And that's not too bad.
What? 20
Like it might be a half hour, an hour. You can go live on Instagram.
Like
they started adding that feature. Oh, an hour.
Oh, it's an hour, eh? Yeah,
Yeah. So I think
there.
Originally it was like 50, and then they slowly increased it incremental because what they're trying to do is get more of the space like YouTube does, where you can stream up to 8 hours. But other bigger streamers than us that are in the fish fam. You know, like Corey or whatever. How they had the one for a week or something, or 4 days straight that the live stream was going for.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm surprised
I don't know how he did. I mean,
I'm surprised people don't have fish cameras that do run 24/7 on their fish tanks.
well, it's only 720p, right? But when I get the internet finally handled over here and I have it again, I'm literally gonna put it here and you'll still see the fish moving around in the 125. You know what I mean? And I could set it here and zoom it in and have that, and I just have right on the stream. This is a silent stream, blah blah blah, or play like rotating like YouTube music that's, you know what I mean, royalties or whatever that aren't going to get you copyright strikes. Let's see.
Yeah, that's true.
Breeding crawfish recently. The Australian red claw crayfish. Excuse me. Got lots of babies in a 50-gallon. Proving very hard to catch the babies because they are fast. Yep. I had a crawfish. I have one of those or however they sell them that were blue. I got it to a pretty big size that was in the tank with the Bahaka, and just at one point, I know the Faka was picking them off. You know what I mean? I think I have to get another one. See if Jeremy has, you know, or
Yeah.
I'll just look on Amazon or something.
I don't think I'm gonna get back into any predatory fish ever. Maybe one tank.
Why not?
When I can get like a big 220 or something like that. Only then, because then I can get my Nile perch. That's pretty much what I want.
For what? Crawfish?
No,
Oh,
just
okay. Gotcha.
just Nile perch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe throw in some high-end peacock bass with them and see who won't eat each other, and you know, do a little experimenting in that way, right? See if you can get them to cohabitate with each other without them attacking,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You know, that would be my main
Maybe.
goal. My main goal. Because like I've seen tanks where like you put them in at the same size, and as long as you don't introduce any other fish besides what you're feeding them, you're good, right? But there has to be ample hiding spots, you know, certain places for them to get out of the way.
Well, I'll give you an
Sorry, I didn't mean to
example.
cut you off, Jason.
You know, damsels aren't usually. Oh. Damsels usually aren't a predatory fish, but mine don't like each other. There you go.
All right. What I've been seeing a lot lately is being like 3 feet high, and they're like 6 or 10, you know, 6x10s, and people putting like fish in those, like down in Florida, and they set them outside in their lawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So I'd be tempted to get some of those secondhand pools, or eventually, if I get enough money saved, get one of those big pools and do a species only, or like that in the natural habitat, or get smallmouth bass or something in the tank, and a bunch of like bigger stuff like a red tail catfish and stuff like that.
So y'all want to see my tanks?
Yeah, it's the best time to show them off, because then you can actually look at everything that's going on.
Pause your TV. Pause your TV.
I noticed one of the baby rosy longfins I put in here got attacked. pretty sure I know who did it too.
Oh,
I said pause your TV so I can come out here.
This guy is down here.
look at that. Dr. Experimentus is in here. What's up, Cap?
They think they're getting fed.
He says, sup, everyone. Donald. Oh, look at that.
They think they're getting fed.
Then here comes Miss Molly Dolly.
Yeah, they think they're getting fed.
And stuff like that. I like the
Yeah,
angels.
this tank is really coming
The
together.
tiger barbs and
like I
all
said,
that
I wish
stuff.
I wish I could just have monsters. Like every tank would just be a 120 and bigger. But these 40 gallons are pretty nice to work with.
Oh, what you don't expect to see with Mabuna. A hap. Huh. Or a convict.
I have all the convicts because, like I said, I lost 90%, 95% of my super reds. 4-day period.
That's a 10-gallon loaded with fry and 2 plecos.
What's up, brother? Mm-hmm. Nice.
I just fed a little bit.
Nick, you got to stock that tank even heavier with more Mbunas.
I know. Well, no, I'm going to go grab more haps. What I'm going to do.
What size tank was that with all those Mbunas in it?
The one down below is a 10.
Yeah.
Pretty stock heavy. It has a 75-gallon filter on it.
Oh, no. I was saying, what size is it?
Oh, it's a 10. Now look at the size of the fry.
10? So that's your grow out tank?
Yeah, it's just for the babies.
Gotcha.
Seeing how I can't fit another 20 here right now unless I go get a 20 tall. And I only have so much space, you know?
Just remember, with the Mbunas, you don't need to put like a rock pile right in the middle. Or if you do, you can just make a really small rock
I only did that because
pile, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like a racetrack. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I only did that because there was a lot of little tiny guys in there, like that size and smaller. But I think they ate them all. Oh, did you? Mom says she saw some last night. I don't know if you heard me, though.
I didn't hear you.
Mom said she saw some baby
Like when you
fry
talk,
last night.
Cool.
But yeah, I thought they all got eaten. But yeah, these are all my
Good night.
puppers.
Thank you for stopping in.
You can see they're all decent size. I haven't seen many of my bumblebee gobies, but I know they're still in there. I just saw one earlier.
Right. And I know they have the bumblebee bee and booners too.
Oh, there's one. There's the bumblebee.
Right? The ones
Yeah,
that
I know that.
Yeah.
He's
I
on
like
top
the
of those
colors, but I'm
spikes.
afraid to put it in my.
What was that?
Bumblebee,
Yeah,
bumblebee,
dog.
bumblebee.
Sorry about my mouth. The dog knocked the fan over.
I'm sure my son would love it if I got, but I would have to put them in like a 10-gallon to let them grow out for a while.
Oh, there's another bumblebee goby sitting back there on the shell.
Doctor, sounds pretty crazy. And
This
sorry
tank
again
has
for
a
all
lot
the
of algae
cutting
right now, and not the good kind either. It's the
out.
green,
Normally,
bright green kind.
cut
And a
hair
lot of my
algae.
plants died.
Yeah, the cyano. You can either get red cyano hair algae.
Ellie,
If you
when
guys,
Kurt came
I'll
to
take
say
it
hi.
off you, Nick. But over here, but the 10-gallon over here, where it looks like green, like for 80% of the tank, that's all green hair algae in that tank. Because
Ellie,
there's no
no,
circulation
we
in the
don't
tank.
drink
I
out
don't know
of
how the
tanks.
guppy.
Go upstairs if you want water. You don't drink out of fish tanks.
All the time. That's why I want to get the two big two totes off the ground, the two 18-gallon totes that I have. I'll see if I have any rubber lip plecos breeding in the 18-gallon tote.
Nice.
Like, it's pretty dark in that tank.
I haven't really heard of anybody
with all the lava moss and stuff.
breeding out those guys.
Where is my algae?
Which guys?
The rubber lip. So you should, like, if you get those guys to breed, you should do all right. Okay, watch
This is frustrating. I'm only catching like every other word you guys are talking. If that,
I'm gonna feed my fish, Cappy. Watch this.
sure. It's a swarm of fancy or guppies. They're swarming.
Wait, that was just feeding number one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeding frenzy. What? I don't know. Salmon? Barbecue salmon? Yeah.
Captain left the call.
Yeah, because his stuff was glitching so bad.
Yeah, I gotta go into this Pleco cave and get the babies out of there.
These puffers, I've noticed, and the gobies, they don't mind dry bloodworms. They love them, actually.
Yeah, gobies will eat anything, man.
I couldn't find anything that they would eat that was dry food, and I finally found the Kari bloodworms dry. So they essentially get fed either wet or dry on each night. And there's another goby. They came out to say hi. They all did.
Oh, I'm gonna feed these beasts. See.
He probably restarted his computer.
That's a feeding frenzy right there.
I'd love to get like 4 more puffers and 4 more gobies, but I don't think it would happen. And every time I try to introduce little plecos into this tank, they eat them. They kill them. I don't understand it. They just don't like plecos.
Yeah, my plecos pretty much coexist with each other. Get lucky that way, I guess.
They're freaking out because I'm cleaning the damn tank. What the hell? Go eat your food.
Waiting for more food. I swear I could feed this tank all day long. These barbs could eat for days.
Cleaning the outtakes. Or intakes, whatever you want to call them. Clean the heater. It's been a while since I've had the time to clean this tank. I work freaking 8-hour shifts, so. And I'm either on a ladder or on my hands and knees. Sounds dirty.
I gotta check this mop tomorrow. I'm gonna check it in the morning to see if there's any eggs in there. Got some lamp-eye Achilles in there. Got some methylene blue ready. Get these eggs hatching. Get a whole squad of lamp
This is what I
eyes.
use now. Most of the time.
Oh, Prezi, yeah, Prezi's great to have. Like, if you don't have Prezi, I don't know what you're really doing at this point. Because, like, you know, when you have fish, you got to have the big bottle. And
Yeah.
when you get the big bottle, you got to pay the big price.
Yeah, $27 here. That's why I always get the small bottle.
Huh. 16 ounces up here is pretty much $80 now.
Oh, come back.
Come back, Cappy. I'm surprised he's streaming tonight.
My red is still alive. That's about the only one that made it. I had 3 more fish die out of this tank before I swapped them over from that one over there.
It's
Which
crazy.
sucks, but it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm hoping this guy throws out similar traits to his fry. Get this hybrid line going. It's just the craziest fish ever. This thing changes colors. I don't know if very many endlers or guppies even do that. Like, look
And
at
if
him.
you're wondering why there's a fish in the box,
Woo.
he needs some rehabilitation. Look at his tail.
Woo.
If the yellow one will move out of the damn way, you could see his tail's all rotted.
I'm gonna call this endler the Hornet.
Man, talking about hornets, man, I got stung by hornets the other day. I mean,
Oh man, that sucks.
yeah, it's part of painting an exterior, man.
That's some shit.
Yep, part
Yeah,
of the
well,
job though.
be glad there. I was once in a boat where I was sitting underneath a fucking hornet's nest.
they're getting pissed off because I'm cleaning their tank. Well, their tank was looking filthy.
Let me check this chat, see if we're even.
Have you had this stuff before?
Where are you? Oh,
Welcome back, Captain Savage.
What is that? I don't use that crap.
Yeah, it's natural for fish tanks.
Now, if you're gonna give me it for free, okay, I'll use that. But like anyone that actually buys that, I hope you have there must be at least one good reason why that was made. I haven't really found what that reason is yet, but there's got to be one.
This is the one.
Right.
Maybe it's made for just acrylic. It's easy to clean acrylic with, because glass, I'll just use a razor blade.
Oh yeah, to get algae and stuff off. Oh yeah.
See this?
But look at that, man. It's
One
spotless now.
For what is it? $9.99 for 200.
$5.99
for 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably service, we'll say 150 tanks with a box of these.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Very cool.
Right?
Yeah, so
And,
I'm back. So I can't read chat. So if someone has chat open, I don't know who does. But...
Well, the little trick for these guys too is go into an auto mechanic store and buy the windshield scraper that these fit into.
Right.
And then you'll never look back
Voila.
again. You'll never look back.
She's clean.
Nice.
That's why I bought that shit, because I knew it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the chat open. I can hear Google Hangouts in the background. So I can read the chat. I'm just not looking at the live stream, so if it's choppy, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, you
No,
bought that
choppy
stuff?
Now you're fine now.
You bought that stuff, Nick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, son. How much was it?
What, the tank or the bottle?
The bottle.
Oh, $5.99.
That's not bad, I guess. Try it out, see if it works for you, I guess.
It did.
Well, there you go. I guess they made a winner with you.
It doesn't get stuff like this off, though. That's food that got caked on there somehow. Somebody missed the tank.
Razor blade will get it.
Yeah, I don't have any right now. I have them at work.
Yeah. Razor blade is #1 tool in every damn trade, I swear.
Yep. That or a knife.
Or a knife. But I'd rather have
Right.
throwaway razor blades that are just laser sharp.
I have a laser sharp knife. Come on now.
Laser.
Got to.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna buy a nice fillet knife.
Right.
Oh,
so Upside DIY says glass
up?
cleaner has ammonia in it, and it's a chemical that will clean the water.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Glass is porous, man.
Mm-hmm.
Glass is porous.
Oh yeah, definitely is.
Whatever you put on the front of it's gonna seep through into it.
Ammonia free.
Getting big. Looking good too.
Mm-hmm.
I need to take these plecos and put them up top sooner or later. This tank's dirty too.
Oh, you fat.
Right.
Did you guys hear that Walmart's gonna close all their fish areas?
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they're getting too many people, bigger YouTubers getting them in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah. It's because they don't take care of their freaking shit.
That's funny.
And I've caught it on multiple occasions. I actually rescued these two plecos out of the Walmart. here.
Right.
So, but you know, our Walmart is actually taken care of by our LFS, so I don't say it's bad. Our Walmart was actually one of the better ones.
This tank is such a mess.
Miss. Yep, and then you got Molly that's hanging out, laying on the bed.
Look at that fry. Oh, he ran away.
Right.
There's the other Pleco. See? There's two of them. If you look, one there.
These are massive.
And then one there. I had a Chinese algae eater up above, and he got eaten. He got spit roasted.
Right.
And essentially, I found him at the bottom of the tank with another one of these fish right here, looking like she was spit roasted too. Which essentially, for me, that's when the fish get descaled by another fish. I don't know why they do that. They just attack each other sometimes. Sometimes nitrates, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot I had rainbows in this fish tank too, Australian and.
Well, I have a scratch on this tank now. Wow, that's great.
No point of having a tank if it doesn't get scratched.
Right.
It's called breaking her in, bud.
Yep. This guy's got some weird genetics in him. He's got some freaking, like, black rainbow stripe on his top.
Where? Let me see.
He keeps popping in and out of the rock right here. I'll just leave the camera right here. Not that guy. That guy's older. That
Jay's
guy's
crazy
older too.
obsession says, "Hey, what's up, Jay?
What's going on,
You're
Jay?
in the lane. He's right there."
Upside says, "Yeah, I like fish store. I saw a lionfish for $30 with spiny fin."
Oh yeah, I stay far away from those things.
Oh yeah.
No thanks. How much is
Upside says importing save costs on traveling, so there's some fun and rare fish.
Yep. Hey, how much does a lionfish cost where you live, Brian?
I have no clue because I don't look at saltwater stuff because I can't afford it.
So we'll call a regular lionfish $100 where you live, okay?
Yeah.
How much is the emergency room?
I think $500.
How much?
But actually, like probably a $500 for the visit.
Oh my!
Hey, you know what? How much is the emergency room visit? Free. Thank you, Obamacare. That was the only thing you did good for me.
I'm glad I live in Canada.
Mm-hmm. But I use the VA healthcare anyway, so if it's late at night and I was ever to have a lionfish and I got stung and I had to be rushed, the VA would cover it because that's my health insurance. So I don't have to pay that $500 deductible.
I was talking crap.
Well, you know what's crazy? What I've been noticing a lot lately is people getting the staph infections from their fish tanks.
Right.
Have you guys been noticing that?
Yeah,
I haven't been seeing YouTube videos. Like I said, I only just started catching back up with the FishFam's stuff over the last week or so. So
I've seen people get them from saltwater.
I've heard rumors, but I just haven't looked to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
People get them from saltwater.
Yeah, it's a lot of saltwater staph infections.
Oh wow.
So I guess.
Well, you think salt would be better than fresh, right? Because salt, you got more salt in it.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Freshwater,
there's less diseases.
From what I know, it was like a freaking 3 to 6 month treatment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some wild thing where like even when like you notice you got it, you go to the hospital, they put you on an IV and high dose of medications, and I'm just like, I was talking to someone that got it. He's like, you do not want it.
Oh no, I've had a
like,
buddy that had like MRSA that he picked up from going to a hospital because one of his buddies got in a bad car accident and he wasn't even in there. You know what I mean?
What do you got there, Nick? Some Melafix?
Yeah, no, it's algae fix.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy. No, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna get it from my sponsor. I'm gonna go get some Melafix. I'm gonna do a test on that stuff.
Right.
It's just
Because-
algae fix because I get a lot of algae in this tank next to me.
Why don't you just do a water change?
I do water changes. It just, I don't know what the hell its problem is. It's always getting algae.
It's trying to balance out what kind of light you throwing at it.
Finex.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the number one thing that
Look
I like mostly. Like when I go into like stores or new stores or like people that just set up things or like lighting that they just got from like Japan or China and they've never really used it, right? So what happens is they do their regular aquascape to the tank and then they set this light up they've never used on the tank. They set it up and they walk away because obviously they don't work there. They're just aquascaping the tank for the store or whatnot. And then maybe a week goes by and I swear to God, these tanks turn into like green hell. Like green hell. That's what I want to call it.
Yeah, because they got too long of a light cycle or not enough plants.
Well, what's crazy?
To the excessive sun.
Do you know how much time it's going to take whoever's job it's going to be to get a toothbrush and scrub all that rock?
I don't
Probably
use
a couple hours at least, if not more.
This.
And not that rock that has all the holes, like that gray stone or like that dragon rock stuff. Or I'm telling you, man.
Oh, that would be called. You take that stuff out and you just you get one of the wire brushes and you just start going at it.
well, if you have to take the rock out though,
Yeah,
then
I'll
you
go
have to
upstairs and
rescape
grab
it.
a painter's or a wire painter brush cleaner.
Otherwise, you got to use peroxide, right?
Well, that's
to kill all the algae.
Pretty much like if I was to do it, I would just black it out, go into the filter, put in all floss, take all the biomedia out, let that run as the algae dies. Like I wouldn't even touch it to tell you the truth. I would just let it die, and then whatever's left over for the natural look of it, I'll just leave it there, right? Because like I have nothing against hair algae or blackbeard algae or anything that grows in your tank where you didn't put it in. You know, these are really beneficial things, and what's happening is it's balancing your tank for you without you even knowing what's going on, right? So
I agree.
You know, I just leave it unless it overruns your tank. Then you have a bigger issue.
Yeah, that's when I take care of it. Is when it's overrunning.
But like you should spot it before it overruns your tank, though, and that's just telling you your light is too bright.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I noticed about my 125. There's a ton of blackbeard algae. Like some of it's actually on the front, like where I like to view from. So that's what I was scrubbing off today.
Yeah.
I don't care. The panels that I want to view through and look through are going to be clean. The rest of the panels, I don't care if they're covered in blackbeard algae. Who cares? As long as it doesn't transfer to any of the other decorations, driftwood and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, what I wouldn't mind for like an LED bar light is something that maybe has 3 or 4 strips in it. To where it has the 4 functionalities to where I can run each strip independently off that certain, we'll call it 2400K to 5000K to 7500K to 10,000K, right?
Right.
And then have the main switch where it'll be all timed to where I can set it up to have maybe just the dim lights on or have them all on or to have the 2400 on with the 10,000 on, you know what I mean? To mix up the spectrums of what your fish tank's getting every day, right? Because like a lot of people will tell you, consistency is key in breeding fish, which I agree in, but I don't agree on that when it comes to growing plants. Right. I think consistency can actually fall through a little further down the rabbit hole because most plants, they don't really need a whole lot of light. High
No, they
intensity.
need a max of 8 hours.
Well, I found in even I was watching it on Lucas Bretz's channel, there was a guy growing it with 5, and that's pretty much what I've been doing for the last year and a half. And what also I've been doing is in the winter months, I would shorten the daytime period so it would get like 3-4 hours.
Yep,
right?
like it would do in the wilds. Yep.
Well, yeah, and then when the summer comes, I leave these lights on for probably 13 hours.
Right.
Just to stimulate what's going on in the tank itself, the plants, the fish, just everything, right? Whatever's in there.
This purple damsel is a bitch.
Yeah, damsels are tough little suckers.
Oh yeah.
Damsels
She is
are
a bitch.
damsels are like the rock bass of the saltwater world.
She just been tearing up every other fish in the tank ever since she got let out of this box.
Or better yet, they're like jewel cichlids. That's probably the exact match right there. But yeah, that's what kind of light I would like. I would like to have.
Don't mind me. I'm just letting you guys run with the conversation.
Run it.
Well, I look at the 75.
Because like even on this tank here, this one here that you're looking at, right? I have 2 different lights on it. I got the CFLs in the front, and then I got the T5s running in the back. One bulb is 6,500. The other bulb is a 10,000 K.
I got rid of T8s, man. I got rid of them.
No,
straight LED.
No, I'm using T5s, not T8s.
No, I was using T8s.
Oh, I can't use T8s. Right, and like you can grow plants with T8 bulbs, no problem. But I just find they're just, I don't know, you got to replace them a lot.
Yep. Every 6 months.
Me personally, I always thought it was less than that.
That's why, that's why in some ways the LEDs are nice. You know, you get a certain thing. I'm starting to get back into the mode that I would rather power the stuff by incandescent bulbs. You know what I mean? Because you can just get how many Kelvin you want, and those should last for a while till the bulb burns out. You know,
like what I really want to do is just buy the damn LED strips and get some relays and build a real light.
This one glitched out on me.
Oh yeah, do your own DIY.
Because like I don't even think I've seen it on YouTube period where someone's built a good light.
This light glitched out.
They've all built DIY. Like the person that I've seen that has built a decent DIY light, and they actually use like aluminum to remove the heat. You know what I mean? Bought the strips was Greg Jones. Right? And it wasn't a complete light, but I mean, he got the power supply and all that. It had a built-in timer. You know what I mean? But he bought the light strips that were waterproof from a certain thing, and he literally built his own light. You know,
I seen one where Buddy did it with a rain gutter.
Okay, so these lights,
and it looked sharp as hell.
Burnt out, right? I fixed it, and they sent me a new one. Now I use both.
Nice.
Yeah. They're light.
And now, what type of lights are those, Nick?
Lifeguard.
Lifeguard?
Yeah.
What's the rating? So those are anesthetic lights or whatever you want to call them for salt water?
You can get them for both.
If you don't mind me asking, what they cost? Would you get them off Amazon or something?
$79
a piece
for one of them,
or $7. Yeah, I've been tempted to get those like nice crew ones that are like $20 or $30.
They have timers too.
I fixed it.
But here, let me show you guys something here. I'm almost convinced that 5,000 K is the light for aquariums. Because
I gotta plug my phone in.
Oh, that's
what it dies.
Look at the wisteria, right? it's stretching towards the 5,000. Like I could throw on the 65 and the 10K back there, but it's not going to stretch that way. Right? I only leave this
Well,
light
because the
on,
5K is like right in the middle of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
and I swear the
You know?
plants love it. And not only that, I've been noticing the 2400K. If you don't have like say 18 inches of tank from it shining down, like say it was like maybe down a quarter of that with a 2400K CFL bulb, you're gonna have things start going out and stunting, and it's gonna just bush out and grow. Like it's gonna look really nice. And that's why, like, I don't know, I'm not really into the whole LED thing right now yet, because I want to be able to set the spectrum of it.
Well, I bought the LEDs where I have the 4K LED lights and then the 5K where it's like a combination of the two. And I just get the little round bulbs. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not buying those strips.
Well, and that's it. Maybe the round bulb. I'm gonna go online tonight and see where I can buy those little bulbs and stuff.
And if you really want full spectrum, you buy those full spectrum bulbs where it has all the whole spectrums. Where if you look at my earliest videos where it looks like pink over my 10 gallons, that was a full spectrum light. You know what I mean? And you should have seen the growth I got from my plants in those tanks. My Anubias, no joke, even though it's slow growing, the Nana Petite or whatever I did, my original Anubias I bought, right? I think from PetSmart or wherever I got it, it literally doubled in size in like a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know it grows slow, but it's something that said to you about full spectrum. But I was supposed to get at least a year out of that light. They're like, send it back to the company. You know what I mean? It's made by like Fiat or Fiat. It's not like, you know, like the car company. It's a different spelling. No, you know what I'm saying?
Brought to you by Chrysler.
I had that over my tank, and it was supposed to be fine, right? But I think just the dampness, you know what I mean, of the humidity before I did stuff, I don't know. It just crapped out really quickly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was something I got from like Ace Hardware, one of the bulbs that were like $18. But the broadcast on it, it was like equivalent of a 60-watt bulb, but based on how high I had it, it could do both 10 gallons with no top on it. You know what I'm saying? Easily. $25 looks sparse and stuff's gotten pulled up from these damn convicts again. I can't keep things planted in the substrate.
That's why I don't do cichlids.
I'm getting rid of these convicts.
First of all, I don't know if I'm going to come home to a bunch of dead fish. Second of all, I don't want them eating my plants. Third of all, more water changes. Fourth of all, they don't really sell unless you have F1s or wild type. If they're hybridized down the line and you don't have a lineage line of those fish, they are worth absolutely dingus. I don't know. Sixth of all, you know, I love cichlids, but they have to be cichlids, what they're supposed to be, you know. And don't get me wrong, hybrids are great. All that stuff is great. But if you're going to do cichlids, you do it right, and you know, you breed them so you can provide more of those same types to other people to keep the lineage. Right? And I just noticed, I notice a lot of people, they don't do that with cichlids. They just throw them all in a fish tank and then go back to the fish store the next day and say, hey, this fish killed this fish. Why? And we all know why.
Jace, yeah, you see these convicts here, some of the bigger ones, right? I got 10 convicts from that one mom and pop store where I didn't take a tour because I wanted to talk to the owner. I just didn't want to start recording without permission from the owner. And these were like from Burlington, Vermont, where I went. And these convicts was like 10 for like $3, right? Yeah. They were little babies. They were actually, because they bred in one of the tanks, right? Because you know how convicts are. They'll breed and they pair off. And it was like they were using them as feeder fish. I'm like, nah, let me take those. And there was like 50 of them in this one tank, so I took 10. And pretty much the bigger ones, and you can see some smaller ones that made it, but I mean, I don't have enough stuff for them to hide, you know, all the stuff. Look in the corner here. The female or the male's pushing because there's a bunch of fry. There's got to be 200 or 300 convict fry in 75-gallon right now. And I think these are the guys that killed my super reds, you know, 90% of them.
Oh, for sure. Cichlids kill plecos.
And look at this. See this little small one? There's like 10 or 15 other small ones that are hiding in these caves with the plecos in order so the big ones don't wipe them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think tomorrow, if these guys can't fend for themselves in the 125, they're going to get eaten. Otherwise, if someone happens to be watching this live stream and they want to get some convicts for free, you know.
This fish weirds me out.
What's that?
This fish here just weirds me out because I healed it from, I don't know, I think it was Calamanis or something. Mm-hmm. Like you can see the mark on its left side, and then I don't know, it just weirds me out. Like it's still sick, and I don't know. I know it's not sick. It just like you can see it, can't you?
Yeah, I see it.
See that?
It looks a little grainy, but it could just be my phone because I got three apps open at once on my Pixel.
On the left side, it's like where it was injured. I don't know, man. I might have to take her out, and she seems like not good.
Put her in a little bit of a salt bath.
Well, I was gonna just put her in some meth.
Yep.
Let her sit there. If there's any some bacterial infections, the meth will get rid of it.
You know what's funny, Jason? Every day, literally twice a day, I put this 20-gallon sponge filter back up, you know, suction cup to the wall, and somehow these fish manage to pull this one thing off every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can't do them, man. I'm sorry, but someone has to make a T-shirt.
Oh,
Cichlids
I think it's the
assholes.
plecos. You know, the super reds. They're getting in there, and they're stacking behind the filters enough that they pop the damn suction cups off. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Yeah, maybe.
There's two females right there. Right? Uh-oh. I don't care. Whatever digital well-being is. But, you know, I know I have females, and I know I have two big males. I know that's a male right there, a juvie for the super red. And then the females really don't have the really big beards. You know what I'm talking about?
Check this shrimp out. It's freaking huge.
Wow. Right.
Whoa. Where are you going there, bud? God damn, I never seen a shrimp so big. Oh, there he is.
Hey, Jason, or Nick, both you guys, do you think I got way too much filtration on this tank? I got the Aqua Clear 50 here, or 70, right? And then I got the two 20-gallon sponge filters in here, and then I have a Fluval 404 on this 75.
Too much filtration.
You're right.
Crazy shrimp.
And the worst thing is if you look at this Fluval, the Auto Prime kind of broke. I got the thing for free with the 125. Oh, now it's popping water, so let me put that back down. I priced it out to get a whole new plunger. I have to buy the whole top.
Hey,
I'm not paying $15-20 for the top.
Check this guy out.
Wow. What type is that?
I don't know.
Is it this mixed with a bunch of other shrimp in there?
Well, what I did with this tank is I took the reddest culls from the red Rillies, and I threw 5 of them in here because I didn't have very many of them. Like I said, with when you're breeding anything, you get maybe 2 or 3 super premiums out of whatever's being laid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took a couple of them. Like this one needs to be culled. I don't really like that, but it's a female.
Remember my old breeder tank?
It's a female, so I'll leave her in there and see what happens. So, you know, I'm not. If it was a male, I'd be trying to catch that right now.
Right.
Like I said, like even the fish in here, I post a few things on Facebook the other day, and man, I got badgered. Why do you have like 300 fish in one tank and
why not?
This and that.
If there's enough filtration.
I'm just like, first of all, the tank you're looking at is probably older than your kids.
Yeah, right.
It's been up for 6 years, so I'm pretty sure it's balanced. Second of all, the filters in here are 2 Aquaclear 70s, a sponge filter in the back with the dual cup, plants, great gravel, cleaner crews, whatever's in here, you know, it's perfectly balanced if you ask me. I've been doing tests here. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see the numbers on the tank?
Do you have one of these?
But these numbers on the tank symbolize when I don't do water changes, right?
Yeah, the TDS. That's what I used to do. I have the little permanent markers that I write on here when I check the TDS and all that.
Well,
No.
why do that when you get one of these?
I can't see it. Hold on, Nick. Let me look. Yeah, that's a meter. What's that? One of the ones that tests for 6 different things.
Yep.
Because I have the one that does the pH, the TDS, and stuff like that. But I've looked at the. Yeah, I've seen the ones where you can actually check your salinity and all that.
$70.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it does what?
So,
it's for the salt water
what do you think,
mainly,
guys?
It does what? It does salt, electricity, TDS, pH. What else?
Checks like 3 or 4 things. Yeah.
Does
the temperature too?
Carbon hardness probably, or carbon. You know what I mean?
Your conductivity.
Yep.
Look at these little bastards. They think I get fed. I fed this tank, no joke, 3 times today already. Just small, little, tiny pinches, but...
Man, that fish is bugging me.
You see them?
I'm going to catch that fish.
See the clowns? I bought those 2 together. They were paired already when I bought them.
Cool.
Back of this tank is filthy.
That's okay.
Now, guess where the Clips catfish likes to hang out? See this little the hut right here? It chills in that one.
He's probably upside down in it too.
Kathy, it's funny that you said that because I was thinking that earlier with my plecos especially. I don't know if anybody else there has ever encountered the same thing I have, but I have a pleco here, like I could show you right now. Like, here, hold on. So this guy right here. So you see this cave that he's in right here? This cave only. This is the only cave that this fish will breed in.
Hey, you sent me the same cave. I have the same cave over here, bud. When you sent me that birthday present a while ago, same cave.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this cave for bushy nose pleco, that size cave, I don't know. I don't know if it's all plecos or just this pleco, but for some weird reason, he will not spawn in any other cave, and I have the same size cave in there. I've tried other size caves, different shape caves, but whenever I put this cave back into this tank, it's automatic breed. And it's weird. It's weird as hell. And you know, it's funny. I was watching Lucas Bretz do the guy that does all those expensive cichlids. I don't remember his name. But he moved, and what happened with his breeding colony of zebras that they stopped breeding for up to a year or whatnot, right? So I'm pretty sure the same thing happened to him that happened to me is when I took the cave or moved the cave in such a way where it triggered the fish to not want to be there anymore. You know what I mean?
Too many cichlids?
No. This guy does like plecos, like serious plecos.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a guy that like also that he went away for I don't know. I caught it and it had like 1 million or
a few hundred, 500,000 hits in less than 24 hours. One of the bigger guys or something, it blew up. Zebras, he lost them all, like a colony that he had for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Is that the guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. Crazy.
So I was just like, okay, so maybe if his zebras were doing the same, maybe other plecos, like say even plecos that you're buying to wanting to breed that are already full size, I think it would be best if you're trying to breed any pleco to buy them like super small.
Ellie.
Because then you set them up in a habitat to where you never move it.
Well, look at this. Like, I've moved these caves, no joke, all these tan ones right here, the clay pots in the one clay pleco, the pleco cave. These plecos, the super reds and the chocolate plecos and all of them have moved them all around. These are not in the original positions. So it's like they moved the home to where they see fit.
Yeah.
Now, that could be partly because of the convicts that are in here and how aggressive they are when they're breeding. I don't know.
Convicts, stay away from my fish.
Look at that. There's the males, one of the males. I only have 2 male super reds left and 2 females, unless there's one hiding in one of these caves.
You got to save them, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm moving
Didn't you get those from Sergeant Tanks, too?
What, the super reds? Yeah, I got those from the super reds. I got a 6-pack or 12-pack from someone. No, I think it was a 6-pack. One of the people that was being generous to the fish fam that I'm not going to name, because honestly, I can't remember who it was, but they wanted to stay anonymous, sent those to me. Nice. I think we were bidding on the same thing, and we were bidding each other up from Aquabid or whatever.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? So I had 6 of those, but I've had, before these convicts got big and they started breeding like crazy, I had tons of super red babies in here in the caves, but I think the convicts just wiped them out, or the babies couldn't, once they became like a half inch long, when they came out of the clay pots or whatever, they were gone. You know what I mean? Wiped out.
It's lights out for my fishing, boys.
They were goners.
Lights out for my room, boys.
Yep. I shut off my room over here because the stream was just cutting out so bad. How does it sound now? Does it sound like it's cutting out all the time?
It sounds great. It sounds great, Cappy.
I don't know with people in the chat, because let me pull up the YouTube, because I'm watching it on YouTube too. So I can see this. Did I click on the wrong one? Yeah, I did.
Get the poop in.
My damn
Don Gallagher. Hey,
on a daily basis. There's something wrong there.
Don Gallagher says, "Fish Tropics, what's up?"
What's going on,
was at 11:55, so that was about 10 minutes ago. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I got to click in between them to read the chat, the different tabs.
What's your favorite size tank?
What's my favorite size tank?
Yeah.
Honestly, I gotta say, I do like the 125, but I love the 75.
Yeah, you like 75s?
I think I'd love to have an acrylic like 210 because it would fit perfectly on this dresser. You know what I mean? Because this dresser's like 6 feet long almost.
Okay, I'm gonna put it like this, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
You put any more on that dresser, that dresser's gonna cave in.
No, it's not.
Lights out.
You know how I know that? I had a 40-gallon breeder, right? That's the same width as the 75. Yeah, not as long, not as tall.
I'm just giving you a hard time because my dresser just quit before we moved.
Your dresser?
And I had 3 different tanks on that dresser.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, honestly, I had a 125 on the dresser at one point, no problem. And this is only a pine dresser, but it's actually handmade really well, And it's probably because I keep all the drawers full, so that gives it added support. I don't know. But.
Yeah, I gotta buy. I gotta go find some metal stands.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know mine. I think the dresser I'm using is about as old as me.
My dog didn't want me tapping on the floor.
And you remember back in the day, they used to make furniture out of like this thick plywood grade wood.
Yeah, they don't make it out of that shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's all this plexi board bull
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. But that's what my fish tank is on. There's no fucking. I swear, it's just glued together. I swear.
Oh, you're talking the particle board?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
That's I don't trust it because if the particle board gets wet, that thing's gonna fall apart. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Once the wetness eventually works its way through that coating. You know what I mean?
I've had a 20-gallon on it for 5 years, so if it's gonna go, it should have went.
Hey, Brian, did you ever quit smoking cigarettes?
See that little roller cart right there, the black one right there? I've had that since I was at my parents' house, and I had tanks at my parents' house, and that's the same cart that I've used. No joke.
But you see,
cart.
the thing is, anything that was made in 1990, you should be all right.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, because they were still using chemicals that they weren't supposed to use, or that are now banned.
It's when shit didn't break, man. I swear.
But that little thing is from like 2004, and we're in 2019. You know,
man,
isn't that crazy?
Stop making me feel old.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think.
What I'm feeling old. I'm turning 39 next month, but I know that's not that
Your
old,
birthday's
but still.
right after mine, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next day.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm turning 25 next weekend.
You lying sack of shit.
All summer long, bud. All summer long.
25, what, for the last 10 years running?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's funny because everywhere I go, I get the same. They say the same thing to me. I haven't changed since they've met me.
I see. Wait, no.
But
if you keep busy and active and you eat somewhat right, there's a way, you know, and you don't smoke and do all that.
Hey, I wouldn't say that. Don't drink. Right?
Don't drink.
Say don't.
Are you kidding
don't
me?
drink
I
too
drink
much.
like a fish.
And if you're gonna drink, you drink clean whiskey or something clean, moonshine or something.
Mm-hmm. Or something high enough proof that you'll be fine. See, I never liked beer originally. I was always liquor, you know.
Yeah.
But now I like the Miller Lite because it's like I thought Miller Lite tasted better than Budweiser and all those. I don't know.
I'm an Alexander Keats guy.
These damn convicts, they're gone tomorrow when I get up. I'm putting them in another tank. I just don't know if I'm going to throw them in the African cichlid tank and let them get exploded by the Africans or the Texas cichlid that's in there. Remember, Jason, a long time ago when we first met, you know what I mean? And you're like, and I was telling you that Texas was beaten up on the Oscars. Yeah, that Texas is still in the African cichlid tank.
I'll give it to cichlids.
But now it's like the size of my hand.
Just
you know
throw
what
it in
I mean?
with some Mabuna. It'll be fine, or they'll be fine.
Yep.
I'm not kidding. The Mabuna will
that's what I did.
Their tails up, but hey, shit happens. Don't fuck with people.
Honestly, the Texas cichlid calmed right down once it went into the African cichlid tank.
Have you ever guys?
No joke.
Have you guys ever watched How to Raise Tilapia?
Yeah. My brother-in-law used to do it.
You guys see the filtration put in place for that?
Yep.
It's crazy.
And Joe does that still.
It's crazy because it's all aeroponics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe from Texas does that. Raises tilapia and eats them.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I've seen those crazy videos where they got the 20 and 50 or 60, 80, 100,000 gallon tanks. You know what I mean?
And the thing is,
and like you said, the overflows outside to a big like aquaponic system, or
Yeah.
inside to an aquaponic system, and then it comes back in. Yeah,
It gets
it's
filtered through
crazy.
their lettuce, their cabbage, their carrots, their whatever they're growing, right?
Which they
Hey,
actually either feed
Jason,
to the
if I
fish
stay
or
at
they
this
sell
house
it.
I'm at
They
long
sell it.
enough,
So
Yeah.
not only that they're selling fresh fish, they're selling the vegetables to go with it.
if I stay at this house I'm at long enough, I'm gonna do a couple of those tanks out back.
Like one day when I have land, I'll do that.
We have about an acre.
All right, I'll be
It's
back in a
like
second. I'm gonna get the tripod since I'm just sitting here. I'll put
it just
my phone
Maybe
in the tripod,
3/4.
and I'm
I'm
gonna
not
start
sure.
pulling these convicts out.
I've never measured it.
like it
I'm tired of them
just
messing with
makes
the stuff.
sense. Just makes
Yep.
sense to do that.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Who's eating chips?
No, not chip, but
What are they?
I'll show you. Hold on. There you go.
Candy.
I don't consider chocolate candy.
Yeah, it's
I
candy.
consider chocolate a necessity.
It's candy.
I think chips are candy.
Nah, you got that backwards, mate.
Because do you know Doritos have exactly 0 nutrients for you?
Yep.
So it's like, I'd rather have some peanut butter and some peanuts and.
All right, guys. How's it look now? I'm tired of seeing these convicts chase around my stuff.
Was only a third-grade education. He's become expert in subjects like hematology.
I don't know, but I gotta get to bed soon, guys.
No, you're not allowed to go yet.
Yeah, I gotta work early in the morning, bro.
This guy got to go painting.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
What? I gotta be to work too.
Yeah, but if I don't get sleep, then I don't wake up in time, and then my boss gets pissed off because I'm late.
Right.
And I'm still in that probationary period, and I want to get my raise after the 90 days.
What happened to your scooter thing?
I'm still kind of doing that, but not as much anymore. I'm doing more of the painting and dog walking.
Very nice.
More money
Less
painting.
Why you
stressful.
stay there? Oh, sorry.
Minus
Painting pay the bills.
the boss's kid. I could take or leave.
Have they upgraded you with stilts?
No, not yet.
Cheapos. You know how fast you can paint the wall on stilts?
I don't know.
It's
I don't think I want to try.
it's fast as hell, bud. Watch. First day you're on them, you're gonna feel like okay, whatever, but then you'll never want to paint without them.
And we get to see
I can't wait till I
Captain
set
Savage
up
trying
this
to catch a bunch of convicts now.
the 40-gallon or 45-gallon breeder in my room here. And then my cousin moves out in a couple of weeks, and then I'll move all my bed and shit upstairs or whatever. And this room will essentially become nothing but a tank room.
You know,
Because there will be more space in here.
I think I gotta go
Maybe
buy
I'll
one of
find my
those.
fucking passport.
Huh. Captain, you should come to Toronto sometime.
I will once I got things taken care of.
We'll go come for the weekend and we'll go to Ripley's Aquarium
Nice.
and
That sounds good.
we'll shoot a crazy video there.
Yeah, right.
Anywho, I'm gonna take off, guys.
All right, Nick. Have a good night, brother.
Later, Nick.
Hopefully, I'll
Because
see
if
you
I
all
don't
next
take
week.
off, I'm not gonna watch any TV before I go to bed,
Oh no, it's the end
and
of the
then
world.
I won't get my 7 hours.
What are you
I'm
gonna watch?
grumpy without at least 7 hours.
What are you gonna watch?
I have no idea yet.
You watch Stranger Things yet?
No, I'm not really into that show.
It's pretty good.
Although I did have to sample the second season's intro music in my music class.
Most people have.
Like, we had to remake it and shit. It was kind of cool.
Like, I want to steal the Twilight Zone intro.
I don't know how I still had paint on my face, yet I freaking showered.
Cause you paint, man. I remember when I painted, man, I just shaved my head. I couldn't deal with getting little paint drops out of my hair every goddamn day, man. What a never, man.
Eh,
I hate wearing hats, so
you get used to it after a while.
hats give me headaches.
Yeah. I found one that I like to wear all the time, and it's my Angel's hat. It's only because it's like maybe a size too big, so it fits over my hair.
Yeah, those are the good ones. It's hard to find a good hat.
Man, I tell you what, that freaking purple damsel hates that blue yellow-tailed damsel.
Guess
Damsels
what?
hate everything.
After those convicts, I'm putting in the African picture.
They're
Okay?
worse than the convicts, man.
Oh, you're damn straight there. Very territorial. Damsels are like extra territorial.
I threw those clowns in, and I swear to God, they were going to be dead when I came back the weekend after. And they weren't. They held their ground.
See, with me, damsels are just ditherfish.
Yeah, I want to get a freaking, what do you call it? A frogfish,
Those are cool.
and feed this bastard damsel to it.
Make a world premiere.
Oh, yeah.
Damsel in Stress. Give it the Titanic intro.
No. We'll always
Love you. And then you just plop the fish in.
Right?
I'm telling you, if I had big predatory tanks like Bear Skis with his piranhas, I would do some crazy ass
You know,
videos.
my old LFS store owner owned fish that were actually illegal to own in California.
I think
And
every fish store owns fish they're not supposed to own.
Yeah,
Yo,
right.
I'm not
you
even
can probably
lying.
guess what they are. They're from the Amazon. They eat about anybody and anything that goes in the water.
Yeah, right. What are you
That's why
talking
I
there, Archimus?
No, piranha.
Oh, yeah.
had those. I still can't believe I seen those.
The heck is that?
Yeah, he's owned those for like 15 years.
It's Nick.
What are you, vacuuming?
That was not me.
Yeah, I'm vacuuming.
That sounded like some weird machine grinding up something.
You never know.
You know that if you're gonna puff, you better be given.
Hey, I don't be given, but I like to share.
Right?
Don't allow. Let me check this chat. Is anybody in this chat?
Did you hear that the next Friday movie is coming soon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What about Ghostbusters, man?
I think they kind of ruined that with all the feminism.
Yo, well, it was funny because I was online the other day and I seen they made it all about politics with that movie.
They did. They made it all about politics and feminism.
And it was funny because I didn't even know that. I just kind of stayed away from it because it wasn't. I don't know. I'm a nostalgia guy, and it's like
Yeah, me too.
if you were gonna make Ghostbusters, you were gonna make Ghostbusters 3, not Ghostbusters spin-off or like how they did Men in Black International, which is
Yeah.
fairly a decent movie if you want something to be playing in the background while you're doing something else, but at the same time, you know, Men in Black is Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. That's what I want to watch. It's like
Yep.
if you can't cast these roles the way they need to be casted, why are you just gonna feed us dog shit?
Because they don't know what to do anymore, man. It's Hollywood. Hollywood has lost their freaking spin.
Well, it's funny though because then you have people that are in the lower budget of directors that would take half the money, and I'm telling you, the movies will come out even better than what they were supposed to.
Exactly. Like for an example, I got a buddy named Jesse Ryan. He also YouTubes. He also Instagrams as well. But he owns like 3 companies as well. And on top of that, he made a movie called The Dip Run.
Nice. No, I'm gonna give all the YouTube creators a big shout out that have been, you know, creating content. And, you know, there's some stuff out there, man, that it just blows my mind that, you know, their editing skills are that great and they really don't make any money from it, or you know, it's they could direct a high scale film if they wanted to. It's just the opportunities aren't there yet. I'm not saying they're not going to be because eventually it's going to be because, you know, all the ideas, like everyone that comes up with some amazing idea doesn't work for like these huge companies. It's someone who is constantly using their mind and their little, I don't know, there's a word for it. And eventually you lose it where you can come up with ideas all the time. It's a little mechanism in your brain, and once that's gone, you just stop coming up with ideas, right? I can't remember what it's called. You know, I was watching a documentary on it, and like it totally makes sense because you can see it in businesses. Like even where I live, I see it in businesses where you have a business owner that is probably in his 50s, 60s, and they don't have websites, they don't promote their business on the internet or anything in general. They just old school, you know what I mean? And it's kind of hurting their business because they're not flowing with the
Like my old
time.
LFS. His
Well,
son's too
it's like
stuck in
every
the
store.
past. His
Yeah.
son's too stuck in the past, and his son is going to essentially run the business into the ground
Into
because
the
he's too
ground.
focused on real estate instead of like actually working the fish store.
Yeah. I know. I've seen it. I've worked for these type of stores. You know it, and it's funny to me because I think the only place I ever worked in my life where they actually hired in consultants to see what the hell was going on with their business was Shoppers Home Healthcare.
Well, the only way that they hire people at the old LFS that I used to help at is if you volunteer. A lot.
Oh, okay. See, my LFS stores, the big one, the main big one is Big Al's here, right?
Yeah, they had a
So,
Big Al's in California, and then it got shut down.
so like, I don't know.
That's actually, funny story. That's actually where Peter's fish store got big from, was Big Al's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, Big Al's is a great store because they carry a lot of product, right? So, if you're not looking to ship
Did you
something
know
in,
that Albertsons started in Boise, Idaho in 1939, and has been like mass global or countrywide over that time span,
yeah.
the last, what, 100 years or so, maybe 80 years. Yeah, 80 years. Kind of crazy, right? It's just like there hasn't been one fish store that has lasted that long, though.
I don't know. The Big Al's here has been open longer than I've been alive, so.
I know
But
there's a Big Al's up my
I
way, but
can't
it's like
say
2
that for
hours
like
from me.
lawn care and other products, because we do have one store here that's been open for almost 100 years, and that's called Zamzow's. But they do fish too, but they only do freshwater. But they also do axolotls, they do birds, they do all kinds of other shit too. Turtles, rabbits, chickens.
So, Nick, you showed me some Prezi Pro earlier. What else do you got for meds?
I have a couple things, Canaplex, a couple other things. They're in the other room.
You got your erythro? Because that's what I think. I think every fish keeper should have that on hand before they even get fish.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the Prezi Pro. I got the Labendazole, whatever it's called. The stuff you told me to get, Jason.
I've
I
got
got.
all kinds of fungicides.
I can treat like I think 1,000 gallons with each of them. You know,
Which one did you get that I told you to get?
I got Levamisole. I got Prezi Pro. I don't know, all pretty much any of the big ones you told me to get if they sold it here, because you like I can't get this because I need a license. I
Oh,
got a gallon bottle for like $60.
oh, you got the Proform.
Yeah, the Proform. Sorry, Proform C. Yeah.
That shit is the bomb, bud.
Mm-hmm. But
Have you
I
have you?
haven't introduced any new fish into these tanks.
Well, and that's the
Months.
great thing. And
Huh?
I noticed that a lot of people. I just noticed that a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube here and there, and people go out, they buy new fish, they're not quarantining them. A month or two goes by, and because they're big fish like Oscars, bigger fish, hardier, girthier fish, it takes longer for them to show the signs.
Right.
So what happens is it just wipes out their whole tank, and then they shut down their tank, they clean it all out, and restart it again.
The next tank I start back up is going to be my old tank that used to be in the garage. And it's going to be a hap only tank. But after that, I'm probably going to step away from freshwater for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, do what you really like and forget the rest. You know what I mean? Why
It,
not?
it was funny. I was going through old photos the other night, and I actually found a photo of my first fish tank.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, oh, snap, because this was back in the day where, like, taking pictures was gold. So you wouldn't really waste a picture on taking pictures of fish, right?
Nope.
So basically, it's a picture of me, my buddy posing, and you can see the fish tank on the side, right? I had to
Yeah.
laugh. Had a big dirty wizard joint hanging out of my mouth. Oh my god, those were the days, bud. Early 90s. But yeah, it's always
I
good to
give up.
have.
I think I got about 6 or 8 of the convicts out of here. Now I just got to get the other smaller, faster ones out.
Hey, you're just gonna murder all those convicts. Put them with those damn
What you
Mabuna.
what
The
you should
Mabuna are
do,
gonna be like, "Hey, this is our tank. You guys can't have it." And they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, get the hell out."
what you should
Yum
do
yum.
is go get a juice bottle, put them all in a juice bottle, and put them in front of someone's house. right on it.
I'm
This
not
is
that
a
cruel.
donation for you.
Well, I mean, the 55, there's rocks and stuff and little piping that the convicts are bigger. They're not too big that they can fit in there. You know what I mean? And hide from the
Hey,
Luna.
you asked me why I had all those rocks piled up earlier.
Yeah.
It's to hide all the babies from the freaking plecos.
Yeah, right.
Because
Yeah.
the plecos will eat up their babies like no tomorrow.
Oh, you're not feeding enough then.
Hey, man, I ain't overfeeding those plecos.
Why not?
Because they're in a small tank to begin with.
Well, at that point too, they're probably full cannibalistic, and you'll probably never get them to go back.
Yeah.
Because I was saying
Hey, you
this
know
to
what?
somebody the
I
other day.
believe in culling the population.
Well, I was saying this to someone the other day. You know when a dog bites you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you think that dog ever forgets the taste of your blood?
Nope.
Nope.
Exactly my point. It's the same thing with the damn plecos. Once they start feeding on those fry, they don't forget the taste of those tasty little morsels.
Well, because plecos are carp anyway, so, you know, right? Oh,
They're actually they're in the catfish family.
Yeah.
sorry, I meant to say the catfish, not carp.
Yeah, barbs are carp.
Yes, they are. They're all. Some of
Yes.
them are also in the cichlid family, like
What am I?
tiger barbs.
An officer and a gentleman. Like total sex scene on the TV right now.
Alright, I'm giving up on trying to get the rest of these guys tonight.
What's going on over there? Let me check it out.
Oh,
Tim stop by.
I need to set up like 3 more tanks. Is what I need to do in the next couple of months. As long as I have the extra money.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm gonna do a fish room revamp
Yeah.
in the winter. In the winter when there's not much to do, right?
Well, I'll have a big portion of the house to myself, seeing how my cousin's moving out. So
Because
the
I didn't.
basement will be essentially Nick's zone.
So Nick, what's your favorite size tank?
Right now, 75, just because
75.
it's not scratched and it's brand new.
Nice. Never had a brand new tank.
Yeah, well, it was a steal. Well, what I
you tell
consider a
me your
steal.
10s and 20s were, you never got a 10 or 20 or a 5-gallon brand new?
It was $190, dude. It wasn't bad. That was after tax.
Yeah, there's a few things that I don't buy brand new in life: fish tanks, cars, boats.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes you'll learn. Hey, I want something new.
Yeah, for a showpiece maybe.
That's exactly what that is.
But even then, where I live, bro, you could ask Captain. I send this guy so many different links. There's fish tanks everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what did I send him the other day? It was like a 260 custom acrylic cube frag tank. For what
For
was
how
it?
much?
It was like what? It was like $300-400 with
Man,
the
I
not
could
bad.
buy that no problem.
with the center overflow. I'm just like, what?
I could buy that no problem.
But
I
like
can't
I
right
said,
now.
they sell it for so low because no one is willing to move it.
What? Well, how much do you think that 240-gallon cube weighs? Honestly, it's half
Acrylic?
the weight.
Acrylic.
Probably a good 400 pounds.
Yeah, it's freaking heavy, bro.
You need
Because
like
I
5
know,
people to move it. That
I
ain't no problem.
and
I
I know
could
that
do it with three big guys.
the
For the
Starfire
acrylic?
cubes. Yeah, acrylic's heavy.
I could do it with
Yeah,
three big
well, not
guys.
as heavy as glass, because glass you need twice the width. Right?
It's true.
I thought acrylic was half the weight of glass.
No, not
Right.
always. Sometimes it's twice.
Thickness, right?
Yep.
When you build a big 260 cube reef,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about thickness.
Yeah, you stand behind that reef when you're getting shot at.
Yeah,
You're not gonna
bulletproof.
get
Bulletproof.
hit.
That's what I'm saying. Freaking bulletproof panels.
Upside says 75 gallons is a good buy, not bad. The upside says there's an Oscar. What? Hold on.
You know what's weird though?
Reader channel I saw. Same problems, just quarantine them. Yep.
What's weird though, guys, is I like having different types of tanks. Especially when it comes to different types of glass tanks, because you can get low iron tanks, you can get high iron tanks that give green shimmers, blue shimmers. And like I say to most people, it's very hard nowadays to find the older tanks because what people are doing is they just put it out at the side of the curb, right?
Yeah, they put it out at the curb. I picked up 20 tanks like that and sold half of them.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. And half of these tanks, they're all old Hagen tanks, which are like worth their money in gold.
And I
Right.
sold them all.
Like, I love Hagen, man. Hagen tanks are the shit. And like all the new tanks, like you see those the top fin tanks.
Mm-hmm.
From where is it? Is it PetSmart? I think it's
PetSmart, Petco.
Yeah.
Top fin is their brand. So, do you know how many of those? What is it? Their 90s or their 120s? It's the big one that have broken on numerous people that I know on YouTube and just in general.
Fuck those tanks.
Those tanks are crap.
Well, it's because they don't use the good sealant or anything.
Oh no, they're crap.
I went
Cheap
Aqueon.
glass. Cheap ass glass, bro.
I
Because
went
every single one that I've heard of, it's always the glass. The glass is like it breaks, shatters. Few of them right on the bottom.
That's why I went Aqueon.
Well, who was it? Who was the couple that they bought a top fin 120 or 75, and literally it had been up, and within like a couple weeks or a month,
I think it was like a week.
It was
yeah,
a week.
and it blew the seal
It
on
was,
like a 125 or a 75.
And they lost all their fish.
I think it was Aquanut.
Yeah, Aquanut, right?
Yeah, it was Mike.
Aquanut, yeah.
It was Mike. Because I remember the brand. Remember that. I'm just
I remember
like
shortly after that because he came on my stream and was talking about that.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
I cannot wait until I set up my other tank as a saltwater tank.
Now, what do you guys honestly think? To buy like a 5 a 2.5 gallon tank of top fin. Do you think it's still crap where it's
Yep.
so small?
Yep.
I'd just get a.
Even trust
Yeah.
that.
I would just buy a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Easy to clean. You know, it's not gonna break unless you throw it down some stairs or.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. 5-gallon bucket works all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the good
I
thing
know
is
that.
you can take those preset 50-watt heaters from Aqueon and put it in the 5-gallon bucket, and it will perfectly heat it at 80 degrees. So there's a little tip for you guys.
Yeah, I honestly, Jason, I got 2 5-gallon buckets that I'm growing a lot of my snails out of. You know what I mean?
Snails are dirty, stinky little bastards,
Uh-huh.
eh? Snails?
You know, obviously I don't heat it. They
There's-
like all the decomposing stuff. You don't really need to feed them. So
Well,
any like leaves I
that's what I've
shred.
noticed.
They eat
What's
each
that?
other. What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna start feeding them lettuce because I seen somebody doing that on YouTube. They just feed their snails lettuce, and it cuts down on the stink, I guess.
Well, normally the stink of them is when they die. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's more or less stagnant water. If you don't have anything moving the water.
Did you know they don't even really need air?
Well, I mean, the 2 5-gallons, I don't even. There's no site. They're not even the water. I like change it out or I top it off once a month or something like that.
I don't know.
Otherwise, unless I overfeed them stuff, I don't notice any smell.
Because like with the ram's horn snails, I know for a fact if you keep them in a smaller container, they're gonna stink that shit up in like a couple days.
Yep.
But
I got the mystery snails, so
those will do even more of a damage. I don't know, man. Like snails have to be culled, in my personal opinion. You can't let them take over the tank. You have to keep that even balance. And once they tip that balance, your tank becomes unbalanced. And that's just from my personal observations of seeing many tanks. And
Anywho,
you know,
it was nice chatting with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was nice. Go to bed, Nick.
Yeah.
Keep it cichlid.
Right.
Keep it cichlid, buddy. Yeah, it's funny. My first tank I was all about big cichlids too.
Right.
Who's
Well,
in?
I honestly, Jason, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night too. Pack stuff up because I want to get up and catch the last 4 or 5 big convicts that are in that tank in the 75. I know there's a bunch of babies in there. I'll let them grow up, or the other fish in there, like the tetras and stuff, and the rainbows can eat the fry. You know what I mean? Because they're so small. So.
True. All right, man. We'll wrap it up. It was nice seeing you guys. Nice hanging out for a minute.
Oh, yeah. It's been 1 minute, though. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for... Hold on. Let me change this camera around. Any last words you guys want to say before you hop off?
Yeah, go outside and take a friend and your kids fishing.
There you go. Nick, any last words, or did you already leave?
I think he already left.
Yeah. I'm still watching the stream. It's got to be 30-second delay.
I don't know who's in chat. Shout out people in chat.
I can't see it. Hold on. Let me switch to the view so I can see who's in chat. Sorry, guys. I'm changing this all the time. Let's see. See, I'm on my phone, so it's hard to see who's here, who's participating. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't tell who's in chat. Upside DYI, thank you. Fish in the Mitten TV, thank you for stopping in. New England Endler says hello. Thank you. Fish Tropic, wonderful. Don Gallagher. I'm not scrolling up through the chat for Jay's Crazy Obsessions. Thank you for stopping in. Dr. S. Experimentus, thank you. Donald Fish Vibes, VB23. Let's see. I'm scrolling all the way to the beginning. I'm almost there. And Nick the Dick. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Take it easy, everyone. And I hold on. Let me get back to the other one where I can actually do a decent outro. Come on, switch. Switch. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Keep up with my content. Like, comment, subscribe. Do something in the chat when this video posts. Take it easy. Thank you again, Jason, Fish Tropic, Nick the Dick, for stopping in and keeping me company. I'll catch you guys hopefully tomorrow evening. Bye-bye.